Evening campers, welcome to another session from the Wise Asylum. Hey, Samhain, oh, end of summer. Oh boy, sunshine. Oh. Well, it's only end of summer. It's not the end of autumn, as many people think, and it's certainly not about monsters and gobbledygooks. And why people still go out there and put this crap all over their house, you're so not getting what this actually is all about. So we will have a look at that later, just to remind people what it's actually about. And it's got nothing to do with gargoyles, monsters and evil things. But never mind, the majority of the world today thinks it is, and so in their world it is. But that's not what it is. England. Hanging by a thread, ladies and gentlemen, because the simple fact is you all forgot what England is. You forgot what England is. It hasn't got a monarch. It's been completely sidelined. Scotland's got a monarch and the UK's got a monarch. It's called King Charles III. England has no monarch. England is not subject to the crown unless you contract. But they've stolen your estate. they've stolen it and input a million subcultures. And everybody thinks this is something new. Well, it's not. They did this before the First World War and killed all the men. They did it again in the Second World War. They didn't kill all the men, but they imported a load more, a different kind of people. However, those second kind of people became English. And they've done it again. But this time on such a scale, you can't fail to see it. But what people are failing to see is that this phase and this game is all about getting a war and conscripting the white males. Get it in your minds, people. Are you going to let them do it a third time? Because the war's here on this land. And we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at Putin. What is Putin? What's going on, really? And we're going to have a look at BRICS. And you might be quite surprised. Anybody out there that thinks Putin and the West are at loggerheads by some golly. But also, you're going to look at BRICS. And then you're going to have to look at Trump. Best mates with Putin. This is so the biggest scam you could ever imagine that's been playing out right before you. And the youngsters haven't got a clue. The youngsters' parents haven't got a clue and can't be asked. You're on the last chance corral. Ladies and gentlemen. Because whether you've failed to see it, you don't want to see it, this is a full-on attack against the white race. And you're not racist to say that. You're stating fact. It's time for you to get off your ass. Stop being a coward. It's time for you mothers now that seem to be bringing up these feral boys to get it into their heads that everything that's going on is about getting your son to be slaughtered in a war for a culture, two cultures that have absolutely nothing to do with what it really means to be white Christian, whether you're a Christian or not. And that doesn't mean that you have to go to church. A church is something separate. It's about morality, it's about attitude. But what I really want to get across is the fact that England has no monarch. And we do have a contender. However, I'm not so sure this contender is quite savvy with the situation, and that is this. You will never become the King of Scotland or the UK. And why would you want to be? That is the seat of the Holy See. And it's got a Medici queen and a very strange, fat-fingered fella sat in it. Nobody's going to shift them. But the seat of all freedom, the freedom that was given to the world, the foundation of America, the foundation of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, is being torn asunder. So my message to my friend over there in Australia, the real Plantagenet line to this nation England, you would have to seek out the throne of England, not the UK, because that's Scotland. You're not going to get that. The people are not going to give it you. The people don't even know what England is. So my message to you, Ivan, would be, come forward and claim the throne that's absent. The throne of England that gave the world freedom, that the world today is trying to dismantle because it wants a feudal, fascist system that your offspring will never, ever be able to escape from. So if England rises, let's rise against a monarch that's the King of England. And stop wasting your time with the idea of being king of a corporation called the UK. Or the king of an occupation title called Great Britain. Or a nation that's as old as England, Scotland. In fact, older. That belongs to Rome. It's always belonged to Rome. And Rome isn't going to give it up. But England. Jolly old England. What an absolute darling she is. As people rally around now, think, what's going on, what's happening? You're happening. Because you've lost touch completely with what England is and what England isn't. Which flag represents England and which flag doesn't. And then what have we seen this weekend? Huh. They've turned it into a Tommy Robinson Brigade gig. Yet that march was set for the 12th of October. And he changed it. Why? So he could have it in between two court cases. So, of course, he could be arrested, taken out of the mix, so he didn't have to face anybody. While you lot piss it up and look stupid. That out there in London was a rising of English people saying, we've had enough. Don't let Rebel News and those they represent claim it to be Tommy Robinson's protest. Otherwise, you are more demented than these immigrants that are pouring in. It's as simple as that. You know, you might think you're civilised, you might think, civility was lost a long time ago. Education was lost a long time ago. Know your place if that's what's entertaining you. Tommy the Tit. You are the mob. You would have your role down the line. But if you think your method is going to change anything, then you really aren't in any way, shape or form helping England. You're not helping yourself. And you're not helping, more importantly, the offspring that the empire is about to move under conscription to slaughter. Think about it, people. Fuck Alex Jones, David Icke and all these pricks. They're talking out their arse because they're in support of this machine. What I've said to you right now is the reality of the situation. That is real. That is the game. That is what's on the table. And you can procrastinate all day, but know this. If that's your method, it's because you're a coward. Because you can't be asked, because it means you have to do something. And it means you have to take a bit of effort into your offspring to explain to them before they run off like they did in the First World War, like they did in the Second World War, because they knew no better. That's on you as a mother and a father. And I don't care if you're the father, you're absent. Your only duty now is to go back there and make sure that you explain to your sons and your daughters, because you've all paid for women to be able to go into the military, because you're not right smart. They're after your offspring. And when your offspring have gone, what are you left with? You really need to take this on board, because this isn't just here on Blighty. This is America. This is Canada. This is Australia. This is New Zealand. This is Europe. This plan is a lot older than you think. And the Civil War on England was the kicker. And every century since then has been a shift in undermining the natives, the bloodlines that were born on England, that fought on England from 2,000 years ago and beyond, to remove you off the land. The same in America, Australia and Canada. And you're doing it yourself because you can't be bothered. You're too old. It's this, 1,000 excuses. And Coronation Street's on. I've got to go and get me happy pills next week. I've got high blood pressure and somebody else has told me what I have to do. Because I'm thick. I'm a child. I'm an infant. You're going to have to watch what my great-grandparents watched and my grandparents watched. The destruction of their elders in these wars. This is the third time they're going to do this, people, in under 100 years. Have you learned nothing? Don't you want to learn anything? Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's on the table right now, and these freaks are moving ever closer to calling this nuclear conflagration in the Middle East, under which they intend to shut the entire Western world down under martial law. There's your warning. There's reality. And it's moving very close. How close, I don't know. January, quite possibly. But I don't know. But that's what's upon us. And if you're putting your hope in these idiots, Trump, Starmer, Johnson, Cameron, a king, a queen, a president, an MP, a councillor, it's because you've given up. It's because you've stood up and said, I can't look after myself, you do it for me. I can't look after my offspring, you do it for me. And they have, and they will. And that's exactly what they intend to do. It's on you. There is no escaping this. The only way you escape this is to see through the spell and make sure your offspring do not, in any way, shape or form, get taken away to this war that has nothing to do with us, but everything to do with two religions that are invading the entire planet. Two programs that have their affiliates absolutely 100% programmed to do exactly what they're told, when they're told. And if they step out of line, they soon step back into line. That's what programming is all about. And you've sat on your laurels all these years, baby boomers included especially, running around giving it the big I am, we are, look what we've done. You see, you've been saying, look at what we've been told we've done. It's about time you started to look at actually what have you done? And more importantly, what haven't you done? This is the time to put that right. And it's your only time. There is no second chances round the corner here. That is it. The end game is upon us. Stop giving up what you can and can't do to another. Stop being persons when you're man, mind. Be in the image of the Father of the beginnings, not one of these tin pot gods running around as the Elohim. Take back your power and start to express it and learn to say no. And mean it. And mean it. Right, so that's what's going on, folks. Who's joined us tonight? Let's lighten this up a little touch. Although, what we're going to look at isn't going to lighten anything up anyway, but never mind. It has to be seen, has to be known, has to be heard, and has to be acted. Really can't get it across. It's the last chance corral, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you've got something about you, don't think it. Show it. Live it. Be it. And move it. And stop worrying about upsetting folk that are going to do everything they can to annihilate you. Upset them. You need to be more than upsetting them. More than upsetting them is what you need to be doing. That's where you need to be thinking. How can I undermine these wicked men? These wicked women? that have evil in their heart, and they're desperate to express it with their hands, with their loins, with their feet. So, tonight, as we enter Samhain, who's joined us? Me. Gives you the eyeballs. Good evening to you, me. Kerry says, love from Ireland, my good man. Love back to Ireland and you, Kerry. Jerry says, evening, Sean. Hope you're well. Hi to all in the wise asylum. Hello to you, Jerry. Slipknot says, all right, Sean, Jacqueline, and everyone. Evening to you, Trev and Jacqueline. Benefactor says, hey, Sean. Excited to see what brilliance you serve up today. And a big hello to everyone who's tuned in, even those who accidentally clicked the wrong link and stayed out of sheer curiosity. Well, thanks for that. And evening to you, Benefactor. Upward Dog says, hi everyone, always great to hear your banging tune at the beginning of the show, Sean. Well, thank you very much for that, sir. I did write it for the beginning of DJ sets originally. But yeah, thank you for that. Cause 1973 gives it the waving hand, the cowboy, and a howdy. Evening to you, Cos. Shield Destroyer in G-Land. Okay, hello to you, Shield Destroyer. PY Music says, good evening, Sean, and all evening to you, Paul. Have you got your teeth yet? Jerry gives it the PY. Good to PY. Paul says, good evening, Sean, and fellow inmates. Evening, Paul. Shield Destroyer, put in equals actor, like all of them. Roman Empire changed its name to government, exactly, never died. The empire's never died from Babylon. It changes, it's a shapeshifter. It moves along merrily and moves into different areas to centre. London being the last, and well, rather actually, America being the last, or United States, and now they're about to shift it to Kazakhstan. Yeah, they've picked that place correctly, haven't they? You've got Korea now playing out in the Ukraine. So the buffer between the West and Kazakhstan is Ruski. Of course, Putin isn't a Russian. He's a Bolshevik. And his job is to kill Russians, just like it was Stalin's job to kill Russians, like it was Hitler's job to kill Germans. It was Churchill's job to kill Englishmen, to kill Anzacs. And it was Roosevelt's job to kill Americans. De Gaulle's job to kill the French ad infinitum. So Keir Starmer's job is to kill the English. Trump's job will be to kill the Americans. Putin's doing a fine job as it stands. Smiling Z over there in China wants to kill everybody. Muslims want to kill everybody that's not a Muslim. Or enslave them. You like that kind of thing? These are ISIS mindset people. Not that I'm putting that on all Muslims. I know a lot of Muslims and they don't have that mindset. However, could change quite quickly. You've got to see these leaders as they are. They're out there for one thing, to slaughter you, and nothing else. Because you're in the way of them taking control of the entire world into their hands, so that those that don't get killed in the wars can be knocked off at will, very easily, right across the world, so they can have the world to themselves. And Mother Shipton told us about this, Yorkshire lass, prophetess. The yellow race will try to divide the world, but it will fail. And I cite that yellow race not necessarily to be China, but to be the Hun, the Mongol, the Tartars, all those Khazars, these peoples, these strange peoples that have no affiliation to any nation that you can speak of. But they're running every nation that we can speak of. They've bred into every nation that we can speak of. Just refer back to Abe Finkelstein's interview. He tells all in there. However, don't be fooled that he's speaking about him being a Jew. He's not. He wants you to think that. But he's speaking in terms of, we are the elite. Yes, we come from the Middle East. Yes, we bred into your races. Yes, we own wholesale. The elite. But it serves them for you to believe and see him as a Jew. Like it serves the imams to Muslims to see them as Muslims. When they're forming the Sharia outside the Quran in contradiction to the first command in the Quran. Like the church or the Vatican pretending to be the church. It isn't. It's a corporation to which everything else is affiliated. And it's about to center itself in Kazakhstan. You're giving up your power. You've always given up your power to something else, to someone else. Is it so you can blame them when it goes tits up? Soul searching is what's required right now. Facing reality, taking responsibility. Last chance Quran. Because if you're going to give it up to this bunch of Johnny-come-latelys, they're going to carry out their intentions. And you've given it to them on a plate. So Anthony says, good evening, Sean, and good evening, fellow White Asylum viewers. Good evening to you, Anthony. No king, no contract, says benefactor, precisely. The Crown has no power here because there's no monarch on England. But who's representing England? Graham Moore's having a good do. But who else is? Tommy Robinson isn't. Tommy Robinson represents Israel. Why can't you see through that, people? Why have the English hooligans all of a sudden decided that they're actually Jewish? Or Russian, because that's what runs Israel. And they don't even claim to be Jews anymore. Why are you out there running around holding Tommy Robinson up as something supreme when he has absolutely nothing to do with England? Are you stupid? Can you not think for yourself? Can you not see that he's making an absolute fortune because you're stupid enough to throw money at him? Why does he need a QC? If he's so fantastic and amazing, surely he's recognised that only personage can be dragged in under the Terrorism Act. Stop seeing him as an hero. He's a shill. And that was a protection of him to making sure that he were arrested. And now he can claim all, like they do in the media entirely, Tommy Robinson's protest. You know? What is going on? Am I so far outside the norm on intelligence that it's just ridiculous? Or are you people out there that can see this just still too afraid to get off your fat ass and do something about it? Because chasing after all what you're chasing isn't going to save you. It's not going to secure you when all your males have gone. Is it? And you're going to be hunted down because of the colour of your skin. That's called racism. But of course, talk that and you're the racist. That's projection. Predator attacking the victim as perpetrator. And these priesthood have used that forever, and still, people swoon under it and let it enforce the freedom to speak, to act, to be. And we wonder why we are where we are today. It's there in the mirror. Look in the mirror. There is the problem. A problem that needs resolving, and only you can resolve that problem of that image staring at you from that mirror. Your mum can't, your dad can't, your auntie can't, your grandma can't, prime ministers can't, presidents can't, military leaders can't. Only you. can resolve the issues of that face in the mirror. What else have we got here? Oh, we've got Train in the house. Well done, Train. Where are we? Let's have a look. Oh, good grief. Good, I'm glad you've got lots to say. Right, no king, no contract, as Benefactor says. Absolutely. You mustn't contract. What did I say last week? Automatically, your estate, your equitable title, the beneficiary, the living beneficiary to the life estate. But you come in with that surname, you brought two titles in there. You brought the legal title and the equitable title. Soon as that happens, they know that the beneficial title reverts to the Crown and all the acts and statutes are going to govern you as the trustee. And if you've stepped out of line on those acts and statutes governing a trustee on the dead estate, you're dancing. You're going to war. You're paying. Not only are you paying, they're robbing it blind as well in the background because everything's paid for. So well said there, Benefactor. Big E says, hey Sean, hope you're well and happy mucker. How do, Big E? I had a look at that stuff you sent me. Very interesting. Thank you very kindly, sir. Benefactor says, you are the crown. Well, you are if you consider the head as the crown. That's the first thing that pops out in it, unless you breach. Mew says, doomed, I tell you. Well, you're not. You're only doomed if you accept you're doomed and don't do anything about it. Alright, folks, here we are again. Happy can be. Inf Wise Asylum. Inmates together. Good evening, Mew. Me says, let's take the king and all the land and the gold. Well, we've already got it. We don't have to take it. They're doing the taking and we let them. It's already ours. We are the equity. It's that personage, people. It's that surname, that birth certificate trust that was floated on the stock market. We are not British. We are English. And English, as I've said, it's not so much a race. It's a system of law that gives you freedom. So it doesn't matter what race you are. If you want freedom in this world, England is where it comes from. It's not about race. It's all about race to that lot, but because they don't understand their arse and their elbow. But neither do the English. It's so sad. All comments I've been making across the internet this week has been about pointing out this. And Jimmy Savile's vagina. I just so enjoy commenting on his little Twitter feed, reminding him that he hasn't got custody of any child on England because he serves Scotland and the UK corporation. Reminding him that England hasn't got a parliament. He doesn't serve England. Wales has got an assembly. Scotland's got a parliament. Northern Ireland's got an assembly. England doesn't. It doesn't have a parliament. It doesn't have a commons. It doesn't have an House of Lords. And it doesn't have a monarch. Ivan. Here's your chance, Ivan. King of England. Let go, King of Israel, UK and all that. You're not going to get it, matey. You're not going to get that. You're wasting your time. England needs its colours. It needs a monarch. And England has laws. Plenty of them. And all these foreigners that have come in here buying their stuff on fraud. Proceeds of crime, pal. We take it back. And out of them properties, we pay for the deportation flight. Or dinghy. And we can tow them out to Atlantic and cut the rope. If they can't get on their own back. What do we care? They've come over here as wicked men. They've come over here to fleece us. They've come over here to rape our women, rape our offspring, and kill as many males as they can. Although from what I can see, they're not that brave and they just keep attacking females. Whether they're raping them as grooming gangs, whether they're raping them on the street, beating them up on the street. But as soon as all white males have gone off on conscription, that'll soon change because it'll be granddad. Little baby boy, they'll attack them, no problem. But at the moment, it's just women they like to attack. So we're not doomed, Mew. Not yet. And I say not ever. If you've got backbone. If males start to realise what's going on, make sure you tell your son what's going on. Make sure you start to recognise the difference between person and man. And that you're English. And we have no monarch. The crown has no power. The Holy See has forsaken England, thinking it can destroy it by obfuscating it. Which has done a good job because you guys are obfuscating it. This is an opening, ladies and gentlemen. English throne is up for grabs. Ivan, get yourself down here and take up the English throne as the Plantagenet line you are. I'll have Lancaster and Northumbria. And we'll keep out them Scottish Rite shag faggots from up here. I'll deal with that. Where are we there? Shield Destroyer, Trump equals 9/11. President 45th and 47th. Okay, yeah. Aye, good thinking there, Shield Destroyer. Well. No, I was just watching something earlier where this guy's going through the Diddy escapade and showing 4 is a major number in relation to Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all these people were born on the 4th. Then it goes into that, whoever got killed in Argentina who committed suicide. There's a major spell going on. I didn't get to watch it all, so I'll have to go back to that. But 4 is the number in relation to all this diddler stuff. Now, we've got to go back, excuse me, to MacArthur, who were letting America know the Bolsheviks were taking over everything. Or small arms. Then we go to John Wayne. Granted, he was a Shriner. Telling everybody, in his roundabout way, that the same were taking over Hollywood. And I hold the Rat Pack responsible for a big part of that, by the way. And Reagan. That's what we're going on. So they took it over. They took over our entire form of entertainment, our method of teaching people through film, through theatre, through muse. There's so many artists that are white. But, as I come back to what I said about the influx of immigrants before the First World War, they were all Russian Khazars. From 1860, stopped by an Act of Parliament in 1915. Killed all our men. They pretty much took over our system. Especially the high levels of Freemasonry. Now, in the Second World War, they brought a lot of the blacks over from Caribbean. Okay? But the black people I know, they're as English as we are. Even though they've continuously suffered extreme racism from the state, specifically the security forces, police. But even in spite of that, they're still what I'd class as English, as character. And in the black community is also where all the art is. Let's be frank about this. What the hell? So clearly with this diddler, with Epstein, all this malarkey, it's about undermining the most potent method we have of mass influence of our own people. Why are we not creating our own industry? Right now, we have the talent, we have the art, and we still have a lot of entertainers that have the cash. Why are we not starting our own? Right now. Get rid of these small hats, these bumshaggers and all this shit that we can see is going on amongst these people. We don't need them. They're destroying it. But they're destroying it so that they can stop it. So there is no influence anymore. What is stopping us white honkies and the blacks from forming our own industry? Because that's where all the talent is. You don't see any talent coming out of China, of any of these subculture arenas. None of that's not talent. And if they do, they're copying us. Why are we not thinking? So they're smashing that to pieces, fine. Let's start our own. Right now. We don't need their game, their systems. We don't need them. What is going on with people? We've stopped thinking. We've stopped thinking. We've stopped thinking, and these freaks are thinking for us. So that's my message to every muso, writer, producer that's not connected to the small app, and the diddlers, and the Epsteins. Why are you selling your laurels? Let's crack on and reintroduce our talent in our own systems and offer it up to the world. Because I'll tell you now, the world will want it. Because there's no other nation coming out with anything like what comes out of the white honky and the blacks. Nothing. Nothing comes close. Nothing. Whether it's opera, classical, rock and roll, rock, pop, indie, rap, blues. That doesn't belong to them. That belongs to us. The problem is they've all held the systems in place that everybody's gone to in order to express their talent. I didn't. All the way down the line, I shot Michelle in the foot on purpose, saying, oh, fuck off, I'm not going down that path. I'm not signing to you. I'm not signing my creativity to you. No, I'll stay poverty. I'll carry on another path. I'm not giving it you. If everybody had done that with talent, their system would have collapsed. They'd have had nothing. They'd have had no power. They won't be able to be doing what they're doing now. So let's start from this point on. Why don't we come together that we're not into all that dark stuff? And let's crack on. We've got the talent right now to pump out stuff that everybody run at. And all that shit that they control would just be sidelined and quashed. And this is film producers, script writers. The reason why you don't have any power is because you've got to go to these freaks. Well, no, forget that. In-house, build our own, create our own. And here on England, there's no crown. We don't need a licence for anything. And if people wake up to that fact, England's free. At this present, it's free. She's free. Her chains have gone. But people have forgotten. So, let's take the king and all the land and the gold. Well, we've already got it. Let's take it back. Let's not let them take it, rather. And we do that by saying, no, God bless you. No contract. Kissing my arse. Kind of game. Benefact says, we are... Yep, done that one. That's where we ended. Shield Destroyer. Trump equals 9/11. President 45th. 4 and 5 is 9. And the 47th. 4 and 7 is 11. That is fantastic. Well done there, Shield Destroyer. I like it. Defender of Faith, says me. Yeah. What kind of faith? Anything but Christian. Or, I don't even like that term, Christian. Anything but gospel. Let's put it that way, shall we? I mean, you know, it's not even about Jesus. Or whatever you want to call him. He came, he did his message, he's dead. He died a long fucking time ago. It's the message. But, oh, peace too hard. People can't follow that message. It's too fucking hard. I have to be a nice guy. I have to be nice to my neighbours. And I have to do this and how to do that. Fuck it, let's worship him instead. We'll put it all on him, a scapegoat. Throw it all on him. Like you do MPs, councillors, bosses. It's a mind job. It's a mindset that has to be broken. And you can't do that until you start taking responsibility for yourself and, more importantly, your actions. We are man. We are mind. But which mind? What have we let our mind be polluted with? These Elohim, Allah and Jehovah and Odin and all these Zeus, all these... Not to suggest they're all bad. I've said this before. But are they fixed? Is your mind fixed on them, or is it you're pushing it back to that father of the beginnings? Daddy, as I call him. You know what I'm saying? That's Daddy. Rest of them are just fucked up offspring. Pretending to be Daddy. Just like we see with all these secret societies where we looked at last week. The firstborn Adam, the second, third and fourthborn fell out. So you've got all the offspring of their daddies falling out all over the show. Well, it's the same gig with the Elohim. See it like this. This is the gig. This is the gig. And the big cheese, or Daddy, said to that unruly son, well, all right, fuck off. I'll build you this. I will build you this place. You can have it. And you can test my creation. Man. You can keep testing it. Unfortunately, man's not done right well. Because he became fucking Adam's gang and then he became person or human. That's the big concept, innit? Everybody jumped on and said, fuck it, no, we're going to be humans. We're not going to be man because it's too hard. And we can't behave ourselves. We're always naughty. So we'll be humans. We're allowed to be naughty because this bunch of Johnny-come-latelys are going to take care of us. They're going to tell us what to do. Fine us, licenses, give us permission, blah, blah, blah. And now they're all striking because they're like, oh, what's happening? It's got to be somebody else's fault. Can't be mine. I'm a genius. I know every television programme that's ever been on. I can tell you every tune that's ever been on the radio because I'm fucking smart. And I went to university and copied what my teacher told me. And then I do the same out there so that this state can carry on earning its shit. Because I'm fucking clever at copying. I'm the greatest copier you've ever come across. Because I went to university. Yeah, of course you did, son. You're a fucking joke. And I'm a fucking doctor. Look how smart I am. And I went to university too. And I wore a suit. And I wore a white pinny. Because I'm a doctor. Because I copied too. I copied what Mr. Rockefeller said we had to copy. And we've been dishing it out ever since. And look at fucking Stacey all. You're fucked. You're like zombies running up and down because we copied. Well, look at me. I'm a judge. I'm even more important because I copied really well and I learnt even more acts and statutes. Because I'm smart at copying. But nobody told me about taking that oath and what a mess I was going to make. But I did it anyway and I'm fucked. No, they're not even got to that point yet. They're still doing it. They're still running around thinking they're fucking amazing and fantastic. You're just copiers. Copiers of nonsense. So yes, we are man. But what's polluted that mind, really? Because that's what man really is etymologically is sourced as. Treen says, I had a nightmare that some entity grabbed me by the neck and lifted me off my feet. I turned on it and fought it with all my strength and it ran off. I take it as a message. Well done, the Treen. Well, there's a lot more of that going on these days. I mean, if there's one guy you know, all of you, that's had to deal with 30 years of witchcraft and thrust against him. You're looking at him right now. So I know how important that shit is. But let me tell you, it only has an effect on you when you yourself have still got a character trait that's dragging that frequency that they play on around with you. Because that's your opening, you see. And until you've cleansed that frequency, they're always going to have that little bit of a thing. So you might go, you bastards, I hate you. But actually, they're teaching you something. They're saying to you, no, you've not showed you this yet, son. We've still got you. Of course, they're not thinking like that. They're thinking, we fucking hate you and we're going to cause you fucking shit. And if you do, correct them frequencies. Guess who it all goes back to? Well, I'll say, can you believe it? But it is on you. It's all in you and on you as to whether these freaks of power. And that's what I've learned in all these years. Well done, Treen. Were it Scottish? Were it an Aggie Squeezer monster? What? Were it an Englishman? Ah, well, you have to tell us which one it were, Chuck. Meander V, Kalergi plan, abso-fucking-lutely. But the Kalergi plan's been going on a long, long time. But specifically the Kalergi plan is for this raft of replacement after the Second World War, even though it was formed in 22. But then they did start fetching them over, didn't they, after World War II. And it's happening again, folks. But this time you can see it's in your face. It were a bit less in your face back then. Although, actually, when I've studied it, it wasn't. People were worried sick here and in the US about all these massive influx of Prussian-controlled, Russian-captured, under Catherine the Great, Khazarians, Mongols, Huns, because they were all in on the deal from the Venetians with Genghis. The Genghis mass murdering piglet. I put an interesting link under last week's video about the Bathories by golly. An in-depth look at their bloodline. Now I have to say I read it and a lot of it were gobbledygook to me. So if you're that way out, it might make sense to you, but there's a full 20 pages report on who the Bathories are. So you might want to check that out and go back to that if such stuff interests you. Me says it wasn't him or her because we don't know who me is. I'm an idea, but I don't know. So it weren't me and it weren't me, says me. Dream. I am knackered, but I'll find the strength even with my last breath. Well, so formulate some weapons in your third eye, darling, for the next combat. But I'll tell you something else, a great thing if you want for sleep. When you go to bed at night, lie down flat on your back, put your hands by your side, start at your toes and start to relax every part of your body. Come all the way up to your head until you're completely relaxed. Now you'll start to notice after a few sessions of this, you have actually relaxed yourself in a state where you're actually asleep, your body's asleep. And then imagine a golden cocoon around you. And the more you fix that picture in your third eye, the more you'll be protected in your sleep, because that's when they come at you. That's when they do a lot. Never take food off anybody in your sleep. Never take a drink off anybody in your sleep. But of course, if you're not able to lucid dream or take part, that's a difficult concept, isn't it? But you're not without weapons, people out there, against these shitbags. Me's a Scottish geezer. Oh, so it weren't one of your fellow brethren there, Tree. Tree says, all of them are laughing at us. Such an easy game for them to play. It is. But they've always been laughing at us. I mean, the laughing that they did in 2008. when they took over the United States economy. The pissing laughing they did in 2020 when you all stayed in kennel and then went and did what they said. Laugh. The stomachs must have come out. I bet they had more stomach transplants in 2021 because they laughed their stomach to death at the nonsense that the animals will do because the fucking telly said. You know? It's like, whoa. What? And people wonder why. They wonder why this happens. Because you let it. You've given up. You don't take responsibility at all for any part of your life. And all you're looking for is convenience. Will you wipe my house? Will you feed me? Will you go to the shop? Will you do this? Will you fucking do that? Can I order from the supermarket? I mean, I was talking to a lass at the supermarket. I'll get me backing from. I know it well. And as I came up, she went in a good frame of mind. And I'm saying, what's to do, darling? She went, I've just had another bloody customer come in moaning about these deliveries. Nothing was right, blah, 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 blah. She said, I'm sick of it. I said, but you know what the funny thing is, darling? I said, they come in here, they're moaning their ass off. I said, but they'll do it again next week. I said, they know that it's going to get cocked up, they're going to get overcharged, things are going to be wrong, but they'll do it again next week. I said, do you know why? I said, because they're thick. They're thick and they're born idle and lazy. And that cheered her up the wind. I said, so next time they come in and moan about it, I said, just say to them, why don't you come in to stop yourself and get it yourself? But these people were having a heart attack. Oh, you got wrong stuff. And then they go fucking do the same again next week. How dumb is that? That's almost as dumb as 2020. Almost. Not quite, but almost. They are laughing at us, Treen. I'm glad I saw through the playbook and I won't be fooled. Exactly. That's the attitude, darling. William Wallace. Oh, William Wallace. Me says, peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. Why not? I do like some of them gods. They're alright in my book. Some of them are a bit nasty. But if you stay on side with... I've noted, if I stay on side with girly goddesses, pretty alright. They're pretty powerful, them girly goddesses. I mean, I like Athena. She's a grand old girl. She's a good egg, is Athena. Or Minerva, as we call her here on Blighty. But she's a grand one, is that? She's a good lass. She don't take no shit, though, I'll give her that. She won't take no shit out of you. So yeah, peace to the gods. Fair play there, me. I like that. Hi, Sean, and all those in the wise asylum, says Tree. Well, hi, Cherry, but we've already talked about you. Jill Destroyer says, be more EA, other stop be lessing. I'm going to have to look at that again. Be more EA, other stop be lessing. You're not from Wales, are you? Are you from Wales? What are you joking? Me with the language. Liam says, hello, Liam. Welcome. Solver Mist, hello, Solver Mist, we've got a boat. Are you on a boat? Have you had enough? You're off on a boat. Get a pirate flag up. Get a pirate flag up, lad. Hello, Solver Mist. Shield Destroyer says, yep. Solver Mist lost at sea. Oh, well. Good coding there, my friend. Exactly, lost at sea. Me says C, C, C. I mean, what is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity? 369, isn't it? Energy, frequency, vibration. Or magnetism, electricity. Or ether, electric. Oh, I can't remember. That's the Trinity. Isn't it? 369. 3, 6, and 9. And what have they mocked it into? Some nonsense that everybody goes, ooh. Oh, it shot up. And then, oh, it has shot up. And oh my God. Well, you've got a lot to say today. I like it. Come on. All kind of fodder for these naughty people, says Treen. David Gregg, evening all, better late than never. Evening to you, David, and we've got a pink wavy hand. You're not one of them funny folk, are you? Tree says divided and conquered. Absolutely. Me, MK Ultrade. Yes. David Gregg's no surrender. Good. I like this attitude tonight. Follow the yellow brick road. The gold. That's where they're all at in it. Everybody's judging everybody on what they've got. Well, I've got a BMW. And it's a 24 plate. What's yours? Yours is only a 21 plate. And it's blue. So I'm better than you. And they fucking believe it. Oh, God. Big E, very powerful intro, dude. Thank you, Big E. Thank you very much, because it's important that people get what little shit comes out of my gob. I mean, I'm here in a little room, and you no fancy palaver anywhere, and no fancy microphone, and super fantastic guests to make me look fucking ears. But 3 sentences of mine is worth a fucking year's worth of Alex Jones, David Icke, fucking Brand, Tate, and all these tits. But people just don't get it. They just don't get it. So thanks for that solve, miss, because I know, Big E, because I know you do. Shill says, you vote for an ion in the election because you vote for the electric. Oh, we've got a bit of a, what do they call them here in our me? And he's an Aggie squeezer as well. We like Aggie squeezers down here in Old England. Always have. No, that was Shield District. Fuck me, I'm all workshop tonight, see. It's really difficult to not miss stuff on it, I have to say. So if I ever do miss your comments, I'm not doing it deliberately. You know what I mean? It's just, it's difficult. Holocaust, 1984. Welcome. Fruit bats and holy tights, or outy tights, ruining a mock. That's a fucking lootly, matey. You're damn right there, Holocaust, 1984. I like that one. Jude says, lol, Tommy got nicked, couldn't make his circus with his claims. It was supposed to be on the 12th, and they changed it to be in between his 2 court cases so he can run in the lolly from the mob. The fucking, what's that word I'm looking for? It's a phrase. The fucking hooligans, basically. I mean, we're going to need them hooligans down the line, I have to say. But, and they think they're England. How can fucking be England when Tommy the Tit is Russian? Russian Israel. Because that's what controls it. Russia controls fucking everything. But Russia's not Russia. Russia is Bolshevism. We've been through it. China is Bolshevism. Not the people, the corporation. But the people have fallen for it because they're getting best big prizes for first time in 1,000 fucking years. They love it. They fucking love it. Tree says, I'm so glad I seen through that TR trickster long time ago. Yeah, he's a prick. Show Destroyer, Tommy went to prison and came out with a tan and new teeth. Absolutely. He's fleecing the fruit bats. Shield Destroyer says, Tommy went, yeah. Me, there are those who see when shown. True. And there are those who are shown but still can't see. It's not that they can't see. It's because they're cowards. That's the core of it. Cowardice breeds ignorance, breeds fear. That's it. I mean, they won't even talk about what they did in 2020. Why? If I'd done that, I'd be finding out how to fucking sort it out. They won't even talk about it. They don't even want to face what they did. Because they're cowards. Ignorant and fearful. Cowardice breeds ignorance, breeds fear, breeds anger and hatred. You know? People don't realise, Spartans, everybody holds them up. You know what they used to do? Sodomise the boy at 3. And that angry fucking creature, that's what they used to train to be a warrior. And if it broke the boy, they threw him off a cliff. So all these people that are fucked and angry and violent, that's what's happened to them as kids. That's what happened. That's what it does. Yeah, this priesthood knows exactly how to deal with the humans. And if you can't heal yourself, that's your life. You have to heal from whatever it is that's causing your pain. Or you can't move forward. And you're just going to keep repeating the same pattern. It might be in a different place if you move somewhere else to escape it. The pattern will start. Different faces, different people. But it'll keep coming back, because you're not fucking learning the fucking lesson, which is heal the pain. And stop projecting it onto others. I get my Shilajit resin Wednesday, says Solvimis. Go on, lad. Now, according to Trev, it's just salt. Trev, do you want to say something? You were telling me on Friday, and I know you're an expert, so I always appreciate your input, sir. Well done, Solvimis. It does work. Now, yeah, whether it's as fantastic and amazing as they say, I don't know, but it works. They charge us. They do, says Shield Destroyer. They do charge you in every way. Charge it up. And you've got trainers on everywhere, aren't we? We're not grading ourselves at all. Tree says, when we're born, we're crowned. The top of our head is our crown, absolutely. Miroslav Nikic, good evening, sir. Good to see you, mate. What will 2025 bring? Whatever we let it. Won't we? Whatever we allow. I mean, we have to start to get a grip now. Because this rebellion has to happen in every nation, in Europe, US, Australia, New Zealand. And to do that, none of us have to allow ourselves to be conscripted to their fucking army. None of us. None of us have to be allowed to be pulled into service. None of us have to be allowed to play for these domestic security forces, because they are the problem. And all you vets out there, they're doing everything they can to pull you in. They're offering you fucking compensation for your ears. They've got all them contracts to make sure that when it kicks, you're on their fucking side. See it, boys? Or you're just a dumbass Tommy. Surely you learned something. Surely you learned something. Well, now it's time to use it. Evening, Miroslav. Treen, unless like me, you come put bum first. You come bum first. My first daughter came bum first. Shit all over it, doctor. Pissed all over his shoulder. It was a right nightmare. I'm just looking and thinking, how the fuck am I going to get back in there? Anyway, it works. Them females, there's some of the best. They're fucking genius, them fuckers, I'll tell you. Screws my language. Here we go. Tick box English X in a box. Just be man. But take on the English morality, the freedom. You know, even the word English and England is tainted. But what I'm talking about is it's a mindset. And what we know as England is a section of law that gives us freedom. Every other nation on the planet is taking it away from you, whether it's through religion or in its own government control. UK being a prime example. But you've got to be man. You've got to be it, haven't you? Now they're blocking. Now these fucking fruit bats are blocking everywhere because they've signed NDAs, and that National Security Act is the act now that's governing them from talking, from acting contrary to what they're saying. So even if you know you're coming in on equity, they're trying to block it. They're blocking it. Benefact says, the living beneficiary is thankfully very much alive, while the beneficiary is the one in custody. A VIP guest, if you will, of the BC establishment. We're taking a real living arrangement, or we're talking a real living arrangement. Well, you've got your life estate and you've got the dead estate, haven't you? Deceased estate. There's two different, they're flipping you. Equity, living, legal titles, dead, needs a trustee. So, I get what you're saying, but Constitution is the solution. Not really. Dominion. No man can tell another man. Don't injure, harm, and don't steal and fraud. You see, we get a King of England, proceeds to crime. Doesn't matter what all these Johnny-come-latelys have been doing, just take the line away. Because they're a fraud. Telling fibs. It's the banking system, is Islam. And most are just banks. And they're worse than our banks because they extort the community on pain of shame if you don't hand over the free money that we've given. Think about it. Our state, for the last 70 years, has been there to fund the fucking mosques and build up these fucking Muslim communities everywhere. So that's Queenie that they all love. Biggest fraud going. And look at its son. And Medusa Queen's bitch now. He's her bitch. She's in charge. She's the boss. He's just a puppet. Oh, what did we say about last week? What did we say? We said, I wonder if Shagger Bill has been diddled. Well, here we go. It would appear the ginger nut, he forced me. I mean, just look at that image that's a bit blurred. Ugh! And you can look at his big ginger mush. How could you be fucking forced to that? Well, look, Billy Shagger, to the left. Looks like they've all had their bum squeezed by Diddler. Oh, Eminem! Look at that, a girl. They make them all dress up like girls, don't they? Look at him, the little bitch. And I don't know who them people are around him. Why's that come back? Is it that good it's to be done twice? Because I've put some more in. So I don't know why that's come up again. Anyway, we've got another one with Billy the Shagger. So it's not looking good for the clan, now kings of Scotland and the UK. Oh, well, I must have just put... Well, I don't know what I've done there, but you know me. If it doesn't go wrong, it's not me. Is it? It's a shill. They've put a clone in and pretending it to be me. So it has to go wrong somewhere. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. If I carry on nammering, we're not going to get it done. But we can go through that, Bricks, pretty quickly. We don't have to go through the whole thing to get the picture. So Constitution might not be the solution, but you can take your pointers from it as far as your rights go. England is about culture. Absolutely benefactor. It will get to the stage I'll have to find someone who can build me a boat. You'll have to go and speak to Noah. He's building a fucking big one called the Third Temple. Put all your estates in it. Me can only do myself. Why trust another? Precisely. Although we do have to start coming together. And some recent stuff I've been looking at, we might have found a bit of a solution here. But I need to understand the concept a little bit more. But we're on it. Diddy Jumper choked. Well, he took to court Diageo last year. So, I don't know. I mean, nothing happens by accident. This is all protracted. It's all for a reason. And again, I think it's down to this destroying the power and the might of influence of film, television, and music. Especially music. I mean, music is the art. You know, we all dance to the sound, the word. Gary Garner, I can't wait till that Beyonce woman gets her comeuppance. Well, I'd like to see some of these videos. I'd like to see her getting bang stupid, to be honest. I know that's a bit rude, but I am a boy. But yeah, I would like to see some of these videos. I can have a look at some of these stars getting diddled, just to laugh, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind watching Beyonce get rinsed. That'd be it. I'm quite excited about that thought. Anyway, that's it. Jerry says, see that 47 again, you Lake. Yeah. Culture is people. Yes. The hypersexual videos she puts out, says Gary. Yeah. Me, ticker box culture. Yeah. Treen, exactly, Sean. Plenty of talent here. I was in York a fortnight ago, and the buskers were fabulous. Talking of buskers, I were in town today, and there were a busker on. He were absolute shit. I didn't know what to tell him, but he were out of tune, and he was singing Cranberries, and I'm thinking, come on, lad, you're shit. You know, stop it. This minute. You must stop this nonsense. But he didn't stop. He carried on. Me says, private members association, yep, own jurisdiction by consent, absolutely. Gary says, it's crazy when you think so much talent exists outside of the mainstream beast. Yeah, and it doesn't get in because of the mainstream beast. The only time he had a chance, really, were late 70s, early 80s when punky. Everybody and his cat could get a mic and get a gig in a pub. Which is why Criminal Justice Bill took over power of the venues to license them. Whereas anybody could open up a venue back in the day. Such a shame, and people didn't really see it. Even up here in Lothians, there's so many talented people. The difference is not what they do, but who they don't know, absolutely. But they think they have to go and sign up to these fruit bats. We've got the talent. Who creates, owns. Why don't we keep owning it ourselves and come together? I mean, the amount of power still in America in the artists. I can't understand now why people don't think in these terms. Cocaine is killing the youth's minds. You're absolutely right. Is it cocaine? I mean, is it? You know what I mean, Paul? Everyone is born with a gift. And ketamine. Yeah, ketamine's dodgy stuff. It turns people into insulin monsters. One wee lassie in York called Mia Kirkland, amazing singer, just been signed up last week. See? Signed up. Poor child doesn't know what she's let herself in for. Well, she can get a good idea if she looks at what's going on in Diddlyland. She'd better make sure her lips are in good order. Bill Bob says, hello everyone, hello Bill Bob, with the emoji and the thing. The halo. Just check it time. Because I can rub it on here. My son's a musician, says Tree. He's not awake and I can't wake him up. Well, not much you can do there. If you can't wake him up, you can't wake him up. Yes, Mew, and these synthetic new ones too. Yeah. Gary says, Shill Destroyer, a proper OG realist. 100% you as well. Sean, well, thank you very much, sir. Feed the ego, says Mew. Shill Destroyer, I get it. Thanks, bud. Mark says, evening, Sean, and all evening, Mark. Where's you been, lad? Gary Garner, no pal, hello him, says me. Teen, these self-appointed gods have no authority over me. Oh shit, he's run off again. Does it all the time? I thought I were in trouble today actually with this Streamlabs today. It didn't update properly. I thought, hey ho! And they kicked us off. But I had to do a bit of fiddling and download it from another angle and it... Hey presto! Away we went. But I thought we'd been diddled. Doctor equals drug dealer. Absolutely. And they're running around with little pharmacy vans, aren't they? I'm posh. I mean, I just can't imagine how size of these bags that people get delivered to their house. What's happened to them? They're taking shed loads of fun. They have a little cartons there with all the little compartments. Oh, look at all my drugs I have to take 3 in the morning and 25 at night. And the bread of it. It's like, fuck me. I'm living in fucking La La Land. it's just a good job we at Wise Asylum, and, keep us all in order, because they're in the lunatic asylum. It's overflowing. I'm brilliant at copying, says Bill Bob. Yeah, go on, lad. I went to university in Basel and it was an eye-opener. Piss take, really, says Treen. Well, I told all mine not to even bother. And that was before they were all getting in debt. Why do you want to go and be programmed? Now, unless you're learning something specialised, like chemistry, or geology, or history, or... But you know what I'm saying? I mean, there are some specialised things that you could go and learn, but in the main, it's come and copy this so you can carry on serving the monster and keep it in the cash. Right, I need to... Before I start making that ridiculous noise... We'll make 2 ridiculous noises, and then I'll listen back to it till the week. And that noise on my nose. I can't believe you stayed on, you lot. I'd have gone. It was disgusting. You tell I'm feral. Huh? I don't know. Me, Dick in all, farm a zoo to cull, says Shield Destroyer. Right, let's have a... Me says he's not Scottish. Well, what flag's that then? We need to know what that flag is, because we're thick over here in England. We only know Jolly Roger, English flag, Scottish flag, Irish flag because it's got a shamrock, I think. We're not right bright outside of England, in England. That's true. What do you think about the new Tesla technology treatment? Good God. Treen. Clive DeCall is a tosser. So he came on to me, all pretending he were all fucking concerned about me son-in-law on cancer, on leukemia. So I told him Craig, and he said to me, yeah, because 500 fucking quid an hour. I'm like, you fucking joke? He's a sick toss bag, but he's in with Brian Gerrish and all that, so we were probably trying to keep my head in for having saying a piece about all them back in the day, but I don't know, I don't really care. Keep well away from all that shit. I'll tell you what I'm like. I like these tuning forks. Ding! I haven't got any, but they look like they might be a good idea. Because I know loads of people that have got all these rife machines, and you know, none of them look like they're improved any. And they're spending thousands on them and sitting in them for like 25 hours. None of them that I know that have used these rife machines have had any benefit whatsoever. Doesn't mean they haven't, but I haven't seen it. So... I think these tuning forks might be the best job. Boom, and stick it on. Stick it in your lug. Stick it in your eyeball. Ooh, you know what I mean? Right, and we need to do something, because otherwise it's just going to be a me rabbiting on. So what have I got here on images? I can't even remember. We've done them. Right, this is just to remind you that this were in February when they were all moaning about this... game that they were trying to, this gig that they were trying to get on, and it just said back then that the preparedness accord currently being put in place will pave the way for fascist approach to social management. The beneficiaries be unscrupulous corporation investors from whom blah 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 served well. This will result in the loss of human rights and individual freedoms. So, you know, we've got to keep this in mind when we're being told how clever and important Putin is in relation to not being anything to do with this shit gig. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's put, oh, Putin's a fucking hero and blah, blah, blah. No, he's not. He's a tosser. Now, this Kazakh declaration, BRICS summit, strengthening multilateralism for just global development and security. So they're pretending to be this fantastic and fucking amazing. Kazan Russian Federation, right? So this Kazakhstan's coming under Russia. Bolshevism. Like in the city where after the Khazars took it over and shifted it from the Christian temple to Solomon's. So this happened 23rd October. It says BRICS just wrapped up its 16th summit in Kazan. Probably heard about this momentous event from meticulously researched independent media articles discussing how BRICS just delivered a double death blow to the globalists. This is very good news. Oh, is it? Let us celebrate together by reading the BRICS Kazan Declaration published on October 23rd. Compliments of the Kremlin's official website. Please, I beg you, read the declaration, share it with friends. The Kazan Declaration, not just a massive victory for BRICS. It's a victory for all decent, freedom-loving people on Earth. Is it? BRICS supports global governance and the central role of the United Nations in the international system. So that's supposed to be freedom for everybody, is it? Is whoever wrote this is a complete twat. I think it were... it's a guy in Russia, actually. I can't remember his name. So here are a few highlights from this historic document. So BRICS supports global governance. Oh, same as what everything else does, that everybody hates. And the central role of the UN, who's going to deal with all those human concepts, personage, as products, a species of, governed by agriculture, and then put in the ark. And so he supports the United Nations in the international system. So that's garbage for a start. Here he is. What's he called? What the fuck's that? Edward Slavsquat. Well, he's a... Edward Twat, I would think, if he thinks this is fucking groovy. BRICS supports the leading role of the IMF in global finance. We reaffirm our commitment to maintaining a strong and effective global finance safety net, with a quota-based and adequately resourced IMF at its centre. BRICS supports the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. What? So this is historic for freedom. And it's the same shit that West's pumping at. What? BRICS support... Yeah. So we stress the universal inclusive nature of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its Sustainable Development Goals, and that implementation should be take into account different national circumstances, capacities and levels of development, whilst respecting national policies and priorities and in conformity with national legislation. Oh yeah, brilliant. That's totally different from WEF and all these so-called Western bad boys. BRICS supports public-private partnerships to help nations achieve their sustainable development goals. Hip hip hooray! Total contradiction to all this shit that everybody doesn't like. We recognise that the use of blended finance is an effective way to mobilise private... Are you seeing any difference so far in this historic document for freedom? But people will suck it up. BRICS supports the reduction and removal of greenhouse gases to combat wind and rain change. We reiterate that the objectives, principles and principles of the United Nations Framework Convention and wind and rain, its Kyoto Protocol and its Paris Agreement. Oh my God, that's totally different. Freedom. Hey, people, hey. BRICS is giving us freedom. We are so lucky. BRICS supports the creation of carbon markets. What? BRICS supports the world, and its central coordinating role and strengthening the international pandemic prevention, preparedness and response system. So are you seeing the divide here between East and West? This is all they see. Bankers. Bankers. Mosques. Banks. Because that's what they are. No difference at all, people. BRICS supports the development of safe and effective oohs. Oh-ho-ho! BRICS supports digital transformation using 5G and other emerging technologies. Strengthening multilateralism for just global development security versus building a just world and a sustainable planet. G20 versus BRICS, who is more sustainable? It's a carbon copy doctrine. Let's play a quick game. Which of those two statements is from BRICS Kazan Declaration? We reaffirm our support for the rules based upon transparent, fair, predictable, blah, 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 blah. We express blah, 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 blah. Answer. Statement A is from BRICS Multiple Sustainable Gen 23rd Freedom, blah, blah, blah. Statement B is from the second G20 Foreign Ministers Call to Action, blah, 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 blah. And yet these statements issued by totally different poles are oddly similar. What could this possibly mean? It's a mystery, but pro-Putin conservative Russian media is a scandalous hypothesis. Kazan declaration of BRICS leaders, a familiar agenda of globalists under the screen of multipolarity. Go on, lad! I'm glad you said that, because I quite like this fella. Oh, man. It's after combing through the Kazan declaration, Katyusha concluded it's obvious that the goals of the unification of the countries of this seemingly alternative to the Atlanticist bloc are declared to be practically the same as those in the UN Declaration of Pact for the Future, recently adopted at the Future Summit in New York. Both the stated goals and the proposed image of the future BRICS Association are the same, and everything is even written in the same globalist newspeak. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Putin, Trump, everything. It's about killing your offspring. Killing the world. And then when Islam's done its job, China's coming in and mopping up that mental illness, as it calls it. Nobody is safe. Nobody is going to win. Wake the fuck up, you fucking retards, if you're still in the lunatic asylum. Same gig. Nothing different. Nothing different. Samhain. Samhain is a Gaelic word pronounced Samhain. It's a pagan religious festival originating from the ancient Celtic spiritual tradition, which means Druidic. It is usually celebrated from October the 31st to November the 1st to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens of the other world. Ancient Samhain. Ancient Celts mark Samhain as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. During this time of year, hearth fires in family homes were left to burn out while the harvest was gathered. So it's a sort of the flame that you've had in your hearth all year starts again. A new flame, yeah? I mean, if you're not occultly versed, it's very important. You know, you should never give somebody else your flame or take somebody else's flame. You have to be careful. Because if they're in the arts, it can pass. Anyway, we'll not get into that. But, yeah, after the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a community fire and a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames. Ooh! November the 5th, by any chance? Was it really about this nonsense that they said it was? No, it wasn't. And I were obsessed with bonfire night when we were a kid. We lived for it. We used to start collecting bonfire wood in summer holidays. And we'd just have campfires, make dens, and then enjoy ourselves collecting the wood. It was half a year of a gig for us. We loved it. And of course, celebrating this, a fire festival. The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth. Yeah? So this is what it's about. It's a fire festival. And the fire, the flame that's burned all year in your hearth, you let it go out. You have a communal bonfire. You all come together. You all rejoice and celebrate. And then you all take a flame from that fire back to relight the hearth for the rest of the year. Have you seen any monsters in here and ghouls yet? No. Why? Well, because everybody's stupid. Yeah? This is what it's about. What is evil about this stuff? And they call it pagan. God, it's so ridiculous. Early texts present Samhain as a mandatory celebration lasting 3 days and 3 nights, where the community was required to show themselves to local kings and chieftains. Failure to participate was believed to result in punishment from the gods, usually illness or death. There was also a military aspect to Samhain in Ireland, with holiday thrones prepared for commanders of soldiers. Anyone who committed a crime or used their weapons during the celebration faced a death sentence. Some documents mention 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess, typically mead or beer, along with gluttonous feasts. Samhain monsters. Because the Celts believed the barrier between the worlds was breachable, during Samhain they prepared offerings that were left outside villages and fields for fairies or Sids. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well, and Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that fairies were not tempted to kidnap them. Some specific monsters were associated with the mythology surrounding Samhain, including a shape-shifting creature called a puka that receives harvest offerings from the field, the Lady Gwyn as a headless woman dressed in white who chases night wanderers and was accompanied by a black pig. Ooh. The Dullhans sometimes appeared as impish creatures, sometimes headless men on horses who carried their heads, riding flame-eyed horses. Their appearance was a death omen to anyone who encountered them. A group of hunters known as Sla or Fairy Host might also haunt Samhain and kidnap people. Similar are the Slew, who would come from the west to enter houses and steal souls. Myths of Samhain. So the monsters is only a tiny little bit. It's not really about that, but that's all that people think it is. One of the most popular Samhain stories told during the festival was the Second Battle of Mag Tuired, which portrays the final conflict between the Celtic pantheon known as the Tuatha De Danann and evil oppressors known as the Fomor. The myths state that the battles unfolded over the period of Samhain. One of the most famous Samhain-related stories is the Adventures of Nera, in which the hero Nera encounters a corpse and fairies and enters into the other world. Samhain figured into the adventures of mythological Celtic hero Fionn Mac Camahail when he faced the fire-breathing underworld dweller Aelan, who would burn down the Hall of Terror every Samhain. But again, it's again symbolic of this new flame for the year. Samhain in the Middle Ages. As the Middle Ages progressed, so did the celebrations of the fire festivals. Bonfires known as Samganagans, which were more personal Samhain fires nearer the farms, became a tradition purportedly to protect families from fairies and witches. Carved turnips called jack-o'-lanterns began to appear, attached to strings and sticks and embedded with coal. Later Irish tradition switched to pumpkins. In Wales, men tossed burning wood at each other in violent games and set off fireworks. In northern England, men paraded with noisemakers. Dumb supper. The tradition of dumb supper began during this time, in which food was consumed by celebrants, but only after inviting ancestors to join in, giving the families a chance to interact with the spirits until they left following dinner. Children would play games to entertain the dead, while adults would update the dead on the past year's news. That night, doors and windows might be left open for the dead to come in and eat cakes that had been left for them. Christian Samhain. As Christianity gained a foothold in pagan communities, church leaders attempted to reframe Samhain as a Christian celebration. The first attempt was by Pope Boniface in the 5th century. He moved the celebration to May the 13th and specified it as a day celebrating saints and martyrs. The fire festivals of October and November, however, did not end with this decree. In the 9th century, Pope Gregory moved the celebration back to the time of the fire festivals, but declared it All Saints' Day on November the 1st. All Souls' Day would follow on November the 2nd. Samhain merges with Halloween. Neither new holiday did away with the pagan aspects of the celebration. October the 31st became known as All Hallows' Eve, or Halloween, and contained much of the traditional pagan practices before being adopted in 19th century America through Irish immigrants bringing their traditions across the ocean. Trick-or-treating is said to have been derived from ancient Irish and Scottish practices in the nights leading up to Samhain. In Ireland, mumming was the practice of putting on costumes, going door to door, and singing songs to the dead. Cakes were given as payment. Halloween pranks also have a tradition in Samhain though in the ancient celebrations tricks were typically blamed on fairies. Wicca and Samhain. A broad revival of Samhain resembling its traditional pagan form began in the 1980s with the growing popularity of Wicca. Wicca celebration of Samhain takes on many forms, from the traditional fire ceremonies to celebrations that embrace many aspects of modern Halloween, as well as activities related to honouring nature or ancestors. Wiccans look at Samhain as the passing of the year and incorporate common Wiccan traditions into the celebration. In the Druid tradition, Samhain celebrates the dead with a festival on October the 31st and usually features a bonfire and communion with the dead. American pagans often hold music and dance celebrations called witches' balls in proximity to Samhain. Celtic reconstructionists. Pagans who embrace Celtic traditions with the intent of reintroducing them faithfully into modern paganism are called Celtic reconstructionists. In this tradition, Samhain is called Oit Shamanhanna and celebrates, sorry, Aggie squeezes if I've got that up, celebrates the mating between the Tuatha Dé Danann gods Dagda and River Eunice. Celtic reconstructions celebrate by placing juniper decorations around their homes and creating an altar for the dead, where a feast is held in honour of deceased loved ones. And there we have it, a plethora of meanings of Samhain, today called Halloween. We're not going to have time to go through the 369 or energy, frequency and vibration, but you get the jig. And that I found today. I haven't really looked at it much, but that might be an interesting gig where he's dealing with such as geometry, 369, the root of numbers and such. It's a new channel. It's only got 5 videos and only got 54 subscribers. The Nexus Dawn, so I'm going to have a look at that in the week to see what the crack is. Where are we here? Boom, boom. And back to you guys. So, we got Samhain and we got BRICS in. So, nothing new in BRICS, is there? So, all these fruit bats that think, oh, we're all on this other side. It's clearly just this new system shifting to destroy the old one and put the East rather, on top. Because that's where they've moved the gig to. But they need to get rid of all the white honkies first. Conscript for it. Don't do it. Don't let them do it a third time, you dumbasses. Tell your kids. Spread it amongst the kids. Fuck them. They're going to disown you. If you want to know what crack is, get onto Life in the Mix. Because we're going to teach you how to not be person. And we've spent a full year in these court cases working it out. Ooh, it's been grand. It's been hard graft. But my God, have I seen every single trick in their book. And they are shitting themselves. Shitting themselves. I kid you not. Right, where did we get to here? Where are we? Right, so I know you're having a chat with yourself. I've been told a few times I'm surrounded by an orange aura, thanks Sean. Gold, darling, gold. There's different colours to your aura. Look at the colours of your chakras to get an idea of how your aura will look, really. So funny you are, Sean. Love it. Thanks, Dream. Me says, also before bed, I lie in bed, imagine a coffin with mirrors inside throwing knives at enemy. Probably what I hear, boy. I want to just be asleep, Neen. I don't want to be fighting in my sleep. I want to be a fast asleep cocoon. But if you advance yourself spiritually, that's all taken care of. You can just crack on doing... I can just crack on doing this now. I don't have to worry about all that, like it. If you know what I'm saying. William Wallace, I mean, says Treen. William Elas Cove is just up the road in that Hawthornden Castle. Well, he weren't what everybody thinks he were, and I still love Edward the First. I'm big on Edward the First. He was a good geezer. He's been besmirched as the lad. I know he was a bit of a fruit bat, but you're a king. You're going to be a fruit bat, aren't you? You can't be normal. You can't be normal, can you? Let's be honest. Bless you. You bless better to be more. Bless you, be blessed. Better to be more, says Jerry. Not Scottish me, says me. Well, what are you? Me? What's that flag? Because we are thick. What do you think about the new Tesla technology treatments? Clive de call new Tesla treatment opened its doors on the east coast of Scotland called... Well, I've explained that. Me says, I have a BMW. Please don't pull BMWs. Not being since I got it now. I want a fighter jet. I want one of them Typhoons. I kept telling my kids to go and nick me one, but they're shit. They couldn't nick me one. I'm still waiting for them to nick me a Typhoon. And they can't. They're just rubbish. My kids are just not up to it. You know what I'm saying, my boys? They're not up to nicking me a Typhoon. Maybe I'll have to go and nick one myself. They're all at Wharton. There's tons of them. I'll sneak in one night. I don't know how to ride it. I don't know how to ride one of them. That could be fun. But I'll take it straight over to Kazakhstan, poof, and blow the living shit out of it. And of course it'll be a suicide mission, but I don't give a shit. Gary says, if Tommy was a threat to status quo, he would have been dealt with by now. In fact, he would have even had... We wouldn't even have heard of him. Tommy the Tit tried to get into me donkeys years ago and Rebel News. Nah, God bless you. Mew the grass. Laughing, sea salt full of minerals. Well, as I did say to you, just got to watch the old sea salt that it doesn't thicken the blood too much, my big geezer, because that's where you get your blood clots. So, every now and again, just try your finger, see what blood's doing. If it's pissy, you're right. If not, get some Bataxa in your neck. I mean, I do that. When I'm always cutting myself when I'm grafting, you can see. Sometimes it's pissy, and sometimes it's like, and you're like, oh, so Metaxa comes out then. In fact, don't mind if I do. And that'll help thin blood, one of them in the morning. You can't go wrong. That'll thin your blood for you. Who needs these Aladins and these pills? Get some alcohol down your neck. Oh, it's delicious, that stuff. I could drink that all day. It's absolutely gorgeous. Where are we now? Soldier equals soldier. Yeah, soldier, yeah. But yeah, don't be... We're soldiers. Fuck around with our soldiers, boys. I'll tell you now. Just need to get a grip. They need to fucking switch on and get a grip. They're in shit order. It's as simple as fucking that. Tree says, Boom first. Glad I'm special like your daughter. Oh, this is a special one, alright. Keenel. The elders won that. Not the other one that lost Hubby. Man born has birth certificate attached to person. The person can be fiduciary at law with more authority than a person. You said that last week, me. The thing is, you see, is the concept that you need to all grab onto, that we're way ahead of this game here at the Wise Asylum. It's the human that's the concept. And that's the concept of the Catholic Church. At what point that came in, I don't know, but my guess is it's a Jesuit concept. And it's the human that's given all the rights of personage. And that's the Catechism of the Catholic Church. I have presented some of it in one of these live streams. Maybe we have to go a little bit more in depth. Because that and the UN doctrine are one. Ecclesiastical Catechism, corporate United Nations. And that's where they're administering that concept of the human. Groundbreaking stuff, this, guys. It's way ahead of its fucking time. It'll probably take the world 1,000,000 years to work it out. You guys are getting it. Rapido. So, take that on board, chaps. Don't forget to hit the like button, says Billy Bob. Thanks, Billy Bob. Yeah, get that like button. It says 2 on there. I'm outraged. Outraged at the lack of support from my clan here. It's disgraceful. I might have to move to Scotland. So, there we go. Aye, that's true, Sean. My wee lassie knows what's going on, thankfully, but she's not here. But I have a feeling she and the kids will return to me. Good. They will. Sean, what about the talk about the Bradbury Pound? Oh, we've never talked about it, have we, on these lives? Maybe that's a gig to look at. Yeah, Ulick says, hey, Sean and chat. Late. That's detention, Ulick. That's about 3rd time now. You're on your last chance. Any more? and his detention on lines. And I expect him emailed to me by 9 a.m. in the morning. And you can't use 3 pens. Evening, Ulick. Shit buskers. Oh, that he were terrible today. He were howling. People were looking at him in sympathy. And he were like, he wouldn't shut up. And I walked right past him. I thought, have that. And I thought, no, don't. Don't ruin his day. But everybody were like, Cranberries he was singing. It were absolutely outrageous. Ulick, is the silly jet still working, please, Sean? Well, it's not doing me any harm, unless you can see something I'm not seeing. I've not grown any, I've not grown any odd. So I'm happy with it. Yeah, very happy with it. It's not doing any harm. And I'm also giving this a bash and all. 6 drops in a water. It's a bit, it does some of the stuff that meth blue does. It's interesting. You definitely feel an effect. But thyroid, fungal, candida, all that kind of gig. There's your stuff. Now I've also, last week, I thought I'll have a bash at this because everybody goes on and on about it, and I thought, well, I started off with a third of a teaspoon. You can definitely feel a rush in your head of oxygen. It definitely clears your pipes, snot. Then the day after I upped it to half. Yeah, felt it again. Third day I had a little bit more. Well, I shot it out everywhere. And I felt weak for 2 days, so I obviously got rid of too many good bacteria, so just be careful with that cayenne pepper. But actually, yeah, you can definitely feel an effect with that stuff. What else have I been up to? What else have I done this week? Nothing naughty. I've been quite good, which is unusual. But I have actually been good. Been a good boy. There we go. Yeah, so that's still working there, Ulick. Thanks, Sean, for the advice. Yeah, I thought about those tuning forks. I think they're a bit pricey though, aren't they? What have I just done then? I was doing marketing management and economics and got an insight into the neuro-linguistic programming. Maybe that's how I never fell for the crap. Yeah, but I think a lot of people have. I've done that. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. And that's what gets results, says me. You're absolutely right. What's that, Fun by Free? But Banana Armour. Is that right? But to do it, the way that you do it. That's the one. Where are we going now? Exactly, Sean, 100% says Treen. 56 views says me. 66 we had last week. They've knocked it down to 61 on internal. I've had absolutely fucking tons of subscribers in this last 3 weeks. It's shown 6. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Tons of people have subscribed to this channel in this last 3 weeks. That's all I can say. To you, tosses. One way or other, they're all steering the ship in the same direction. Of course they are. Jerry says, has all the buzzword salad and is of no benefit to the people. Benefit. Now that's a new one. Have you been learning these immigrant languages or something, Jerry? Has all the buzzword salad and is of no benefit to the people. I think I said it is all the buzzword salad. I'm not sure. More effort on the typing there, Jerry. Or are you wish for word from grape or something? Shapeshifting from the west to east, no difference. Ulick, yes, he's loving it. Oh. It's flicked up again. Oh. Right, he's loving it. Gary says, sustainable for fuck's sake. I hate that word. Ulick, by the way. It's a disgusting word. Malta flag. Malta! How's it going, Malta, me old China? Are you there now, or are you just from there? I've never been to Malta. I've not fancied it, to be honest. You were born there, no problem, matey. David says they're all right in the gravy train. Yes, they are. Blue Eyes says me. Absolutely sure. No one of these fluckers are going to save you. Can only save oneself, absolutely. Gary says, I see that infinity symbol everywhere now as well. Jerry says, we had some chicken, no eggs. Would they lay? Then that rooster came into our yard on the Sheila G. Ah. We had some chicken, no eggs. Why? What were you doing wrong? You weren't snogging them, were you? Hell hard, Jerry. You're scaring your chickens to death. Me says, United Nations agree that everyone, including man, has right to recognition as personal law. Yeah, and that's taken from the Catechism, which says that they have to ensure it's the duty to make sure that the human has it all. Yeah? So the two work together. The Catechism, the Catholic Church, and the UN civil gig, their doctrine, it's a mimic of the Catechism. That's why I've shown it. That's why we've started to put it out on here so that people can understand. But more importantly, beyond personage is the human concept, which is a monster, according to Valentine's. Ulick, Jerry, they are hidden, Samhain all over the roads of Ireland. Why does Wikipedia give closure on what language is being used? Wikipedias are places where people work together to write encyclopedias in different languages. We use simple English words and grammar. Annals of Irish History, or Four Masters Book, says Jerry, plain English layman's terms is the mode of writing or speaking the English language intended to be easy to understand regardless of one's familiarity. Says me. Mew says Ulick Slipknot is on a keto diet. Meat, eggs, he used to buy shillagit, the kilo at a time only, £70 now, 40 grams because of that. So has he run off? And with Trev? I think Trev's losing interest, isn't he? Jerry, I would argue against that in my mind. I haven't got a clue what you're arguing against there, Jerry. I can't wait to learn from what you've been doing with the last year. Oh, right, yeah, on that gig. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, everything I've done so far has been in the private forum, but they're taking the piss, so that might change. That might change when we get to the end of this. Serves fucking right. Ulick, I've been informed it's a must. June says, good night, Sean and panel. Got a migraine, need to sleep. Oh, shit, June. Sorry to hear that. Night, June. Me says, sky falls and it feels like a beautiful day. Trin says, Edward chased these usurpers, didn't he? Yeah, he did. And he were attacking the Templars, really, as well. June, stop drinking coffee. Ah, says me. Night, June, hope your migraine eases off. Me too, darling. Feverfew, June, if you're listening to this at another time. Feverfew for migraines and arthritis. Now, it works on migraines, it's proven, and it works on my daughter's dog for arthritis. And it lasts 4 days, and then you give it some more. It's amazing stuff. Feverfew. You can grow it in your garden, it grows like billio. I've got a plant down here now, it's going to take it to my daughter's. Most recent reports are very good, Ulick, on the benefits of the creatine. I wouldn't load it though. Yeah, creatine, yeah, it's good stuff. Celtic salt is better, but yes, too much and your blood pressure will go up too high. Get Guy Martin to fly your jet, he's been in training. I'm a pilot, says me. Are you? Let's go, lad. Kazakhstan. We'll mix up, right? Right, mate, we'll buy a shitload of fireworks. We'll turn them into big fuck-off bombs, and you fly me over to Kazakhstan. I'll parachute in and put all fucking bombs there. What do you reckon? Are we up for that, mate? He's a pilot, says he's me. Right, pal, we'll do it. We'll do it. Me. You know for that? We'll buy fireworks, build bombs, and go and blow the shit out of Kazakhstan. Of course, we're only joking, YouTube. We're only pretending. I'm on the 3rd week of celery seeds, an old cure for rheumatoid arthritis. It has helped so far. Red lamp says me. Methylene blue and red light lamp. Jerry's laughing. You're glowing, Sean. Am I glowing? That'll do. I don't mind a bit of glow. Shining one. I'll be a shining one tomorrow. Where are we? Right, so yeah, feverfew. It works. Especially for arthritis. Because my daughter's dog's legs is bollocks. But with this stuff, woohoo! Gets 4 days off it and he has some more. Great. It's really good stuff. Treen says, yeah, I take low-dose iodine, put a few drops on your skin. The faster iodine is absorbed into the skin indicates that I need it. No, just stick it in some water. Get it naked. I used to take it before work, the winter powerful stuff. Big E. In one quote here, I simply waive my ECHR right to be seen as a person everywhere before the law. Judge dismissed the case against me. So in one quote here, I simply waive my ECHR right to be seen as a person. All right, excellent. I like that, E. Nice one. I just kept waving long for him. The trust has a license. The trust has a bank account. The trust has what? Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of ways of taking the piss out of them pillocks, isn't there? Me says, pain threshold, try 4 weeks of pain until I realise I've broken arm. Oh! You didn't fall off the paraglider, did you, lad? Underactive thyroid. Oh, well, you definitely need this iodine. I had an hang glider back in the day. Well, we got them when I was younger. So we used to do motocross, we used to do sub-aqua water skiing, we had a dive dinghy, we had sonar on it looking, for Windermere for a little, I think up to something like 3 horsepower. They were only clamped on the engines for boats, so they were always clamping off. So we had a sonar to look for them. We were just about to get an hang glider. My mate were going to read book, and I were going to jump off Pendle. And then I met my to-be wife, and that ended all the playing out. So we were just about to get to that. No, not paragliding, hang gliding, sorry. My mate does paragliding. He reckons he can sell me a kit for 600 quid. I might do it if I can fly over to Kazakhstan and bomb it. I might do that. You never know. Yeah, hang glider, says Mew. Yeah. Change the keyboard setting and it doesn't put out what I spell. Oh. What have you changed it for? You crackpot. Taurine and glycine. Tried that for 2 weeks, but I think I didn't need it. I'll be first in the queue. Up for your workshop. Feverfew. Thanks, I'll try that too. I'll be buying that Feverfew in bulk. It works. Take it from me. It works a treat. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're bored shitless and listening to me, Rabbiton. So, it's the end of summer. We're into autumn. It's the harvest. Just starting now. Remember that? This is the autumn. Just beginning. So with that, I hope everything works out. I hope everything comes that you deserve. And it's all good. And, yeah. Weather's not that bad. Not as bad as it could be, let's say. But I wish you well. I wish you a good week. And as always, till the next time.
electronic engineering,